How's it going, everybody? Combo here. Today we got 5 quick tips with the 50 Akimbo here in Season 4 of the Finals. And I'm going to try to keep this video short and future-proof. I think we can all agree that these things are a little too strong here on release. Hopefully that ages well and they do something to change them, because yeah, they're kind of strong right now. Another note, real quick before we get started, I want to say thank you so much for the feedback and criticism you gave in my last video. I pride myself in humility and making changes that you guys want to see, so thank you for taking the time out of your day to tell me how I can improve. It means a lot. So, to actually put that into effect, I'm going to quit yapping and show you how to use these things like an absolute legend. Starting things out at number 1, we have the Recoil Control. I like to put the most important things in the beginning, so if you don't take anything away, as always, please take this. One issue I see a lot when people are using the 50 Akimbo is they like to overcorrect for the recoil. You know, you don't really have a lot, but it is kind of bouncy between each shot because you're shooting 2, you know, it can be kind of rough. So I'm going to show you how to mitigate that. If I fire all 12 rounds, or 14 I should say, I can't count, into this wall, and we analyze this pattern, as you can see, for the most part, it's pretty vertical and likes to level out near the top. If we want to correct this, all you're gonna do, it is so slight, I mean so subtle, just hold down like this. You see how slow it's moving? This is what you want. And you can fire this at max rate of fire, and as you'll see here, all I'm doing is just slightly holding down. Look at that pattern. That is a fat dot. If you do this, once again, don't yank it, don't try to overcorrect, just slightly hold down. As you can see, even if I'm going for headshots, as long as I'm just slightly holding down, I'm always gonna hit those shots. So please, go into the practice range, practice that recoil, and light people up. Next up at number 2, we have the reload. The reload on the Akimbo has a lot of nuance. You're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm talking about do not drain this thing. If you drain all 14 bullets out of the magazines, as you will see, you have a much longer reload. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna shoot some rounds, I'm firing everywhere. As you can see, when I reload, I pull them out, reload them, and then I have to re-engage the bolt and ride it forward so I can shoot again. This only occurs when you shoot all 14 rounds. So once again, I'll shoot them. I want you to see the difference here. I'm gonna shoot all the rounds here. As you can see, I'm firing. I can't fire yet. That's the soonest I can fire. However, in this case, I'm gonna shoot like 5 rounds, or in this case, I'll leave the last one, and you can see the difference. So I'm gonna fire all these down to 1 round here and reload. As you can see, there is a huge difference in the time I'm able to fire. So please, for the love of God, keep track of how much ammo you have left, because if you wait, you know, all the way to that last bullet and then reload, you're gonna have a faster reload. Also, as a note, I don't wanna be a nitpicker. That's kind of weird, seeing as that one of these should be fully empty at the time you hit 1 round, because, you know, there's 2 and then 7 in each. So one of them, you technically still have to rack it. I don't really care. I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was silly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Next up at number 3, we have long-ranged engagements. So when I saw the preview for the 50 Akimbo, you know, I expected to get handguns. Not literal sniper rifles that can challenge people at like the furthest ranges this game has seen. Not saying they do a lot of damage, but you can definitely hit things. So I digress, I'm not here to rant, I'm here to show you how to do it. So my rule of thumb, long range for the Akimbos is anything past 30 meters. So if I'm sitting over here and I'm looking at this target right here, all I'm gonna do is apply tip 1. So as I showed you, just slightly hold down to get that recoil pattern, and you can go as fast as you want right here. As you can see, no issue, I hit all my shots. However, when you push past 30, that's where this next tip comes into play. I'm still applying tip number 1, which is just slightly holding down to manage that recoil. All I'm asking you to do is just slightly slow down your rate of fire. Once again, if I'm really far away, this target's kind of difficult to see. If I start going full auto and just spraying shots, yeah, I might get lucky, but when people are jumping around and lights are dashing, things get hard. If I just slow down my shots a little bit, as you can see, I become so much more consistent. Would I recommend you challenge a sniper rifle doing this? No, of course not, that's stupid. But if you do want to poke damage at targets at those stupid long ranges, just slow down your shots, take your time, hold down like tip number 1, and you will definitely find success. Next up at number 4, we talked about the long range engagements. Now let's talk about what to do if there's somebody in your face. And this one, I gotta say, the hip fire on the Akimbo is so goddamn satisfying and so good. And there's a way you can make it much more consistent if people are in your face. So a lot of the time, once again, you're getting shot, your first instinct is, oh shit, fire as fast as I can. And while that can definitely work, and you can definitely hit people, because as I said, the hip fire on this thing, or these things I should say, is actually pretty good. But there is a way to be much more consistent. This is actually quite similar to number 3 with the long range. All I'm asking you to do is bring up your reticle from center mass and slow down your shots. If you do that, as you can see here, headshots are actually super easy up close. I would not recommend pulling your reticle up if you're more than 10 meters. So right here, I'm just over 10 meters. If I pull my reticle up and slow down my shots, you know, it's not very consistent. But if I'm within 10 meters and I just slow it down, as you can see right here, headshots are pretty consistent. If you don't like going for those headshots, maybe put it at the neck, and you'll get a little bit more consistency, as you can see there. But the big thing with this, right, is just to slow down. Once again, when you shoot really fast, you start getting a lot of bloom. As you can see, it gets difficult. If you're gonna hit fire, slow down just a little bit. And as you can see, I hit all my shots. And if you wanna be super fancy, slow it down and aim for those headshots. And finally, at number 5, we have the specialization you should be using with the Akimbo. And to me, these are the embodiment of aggressive play here in the finals. Long range, we got you, you can engage. Close range, that's fine. If you hit your headshots, these things deal a lot more damage than even shotguns. That'll probably get changed, but as it is right now, once again, that is absolutely insane that I can do that. So in my opinion, the best things you can use are the winch claw and of course the charge and slam. These are both very aggressive specializations that lean into what the Akimbos do best. Of course, with the claw, you can pull people close to you, get them in your face, hit those hip fire headshots and take them out. Or maybe they're just engaging you, they try running away because they're like, oh my god, the Akimbos do way too much damage, and you yank them over and then take them out. That is always an option. The charge and slam is great for similar reasons. It allows you to break walls, which I will show these are not very good at that, as well as close that gap. So the charge and slam, same thing, get in their face, jump, do a bunch of damage, and get those hip fire headshots and take them out. Additionally, this is like the first time I've said this and it pains me, please do not use the goo gun with the Akimbo because unfortunately, they're just not very good at getting rid of goo. You only have 14 rounds, which really isn't a lot. And as you can see right here, it takes 7 shots to get rid of 1 goo. And when we talked about the reload tip, every single round counts, and you want to make sure you're going into fights with as much ammo as possible, as the reload might be the weakest part of the Akimbo. You do, of course, have the mesh shield as well, but with the recent nerfs, I can't recommend it in good conscience. If you're really good with it and you want to close that gap, you can definitely do it, but personally, I think the winch claw and the charge and slam just do a better job. Anyways guys, this has been Combo. Thank you so much for staying. One little announcement before I leave as well. I'm cooking up a pretty big video. It's not really a real life video per se, but we're going to be analyzing the realisticness of the throwing knives here in the finals in real life. If that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned because I feel like it's going to be pretty cool. So anyways guys, it's been Combo. Stay home, stay safe, and yeah, peace out everybody. Later.